Because when I start recording, they can hear everything you guys say. Okay? Yeah.
923? Dang, we're that far ahead.
Yeah, we are on page 921 actually.
No, Miss Ernie.
Or 923, I'm not sure.
It's 923 because we finished 923.
921, okay. So we talked about, I'm going to go back in really quick on page 921 where you talk about Brutus being the true and honorable wife, as dear to me as the ruddy drops. That is vital to my sad heart. She goes, then I should know the secret. I grant that I am a woman that Lord Brutus took to wife. I am also Cato's daughter. You think I am not my stronger sex? Being so fathered and so husband, Cato as his daughter and your wife, I am strong. Okay, is what she's saying. Tell me your secrets, and I will not tell anybody. I have made strong proof that I will be consistent with you. I will hide your secrets. I will hold them as your wife, okay? I give myself a voluntary wound here in the thigh if I don't. Can I bear that with patience and not my husband's secrets? Can I bear this pain as well? I can bear that as well as my husband's secrets. Does that make sense to you? Okay, so she's honorable and just. Brutus said, O ye gods, render me worthy of this noble wife. I need to be worthy of her. Hark, hark, one knocks, Portia go in a while, and by the bosom shall partake the secret of my heart. Go in for a little while, and in a little bit I will come in and tell you all of my engagements. All my engagements I will construe to thee. I will tell you. All the chancery of my sad brows leave me with haste. I've got to take care of this now. Exit Portia. She's leaving. Enter Lucius and Cassius Ligarius. Okay. Lucius, who is that who knocks? Lucius is the house servant. And then we have Ligarius. Who were those two people? And Brutus. Volunteers to read, please. If we didn't have anybody, just speak now. Who was Brutus?
You.
I was? Okay. Great. Who's Lucius? Huh? Haley? You gonna be Lucius?
Sure.
It was you, wasn't it? Yes, it was you.
Yeah, 'cause you kept
Yes. I kept trying to give you parts, Americus. Okay.
I was also these that I like.
Ligarius. Memo, you're gonna be Ligarius. It's gonna be the three of us. You ready?
Said you never done that.
Memo's gonna do it. All right. So Lucius, go for it. We're on page 923, line 310. It's Haley.
Here's a
Cassius Ligarius, that medalists speak of. Boy, stand aside. Cassius Ligarius, how?
I love that word.
Vouchsafe.
Vouchsafe, good borrow from feeble tongue.
Oh, what a time have you choose out, brave Cassius, to wear a kerchief. Would you were not sick?
I am not sick. If Brutus have in hand any exploit worthy of the name of honor.
Such an exploit have I in hand, Ligarius. Have ye a healthful ear to hear of it?
By all the gods that Romans bow before, I here discard my sickness, soul of Rome. Brave son derived from honorable loin, though like an exorcist has conjured up my mortified spirit. Now bid me run, and I will strive with things impossible. Yeah, get the better of them. What's to do?
A piece of work that will make sick men whole.
But are not some whole that we must make sick?
Have you ever heard that line before? Make sick men whole, but are not some whole that we must make sick? It's that backwards argument, flipping back and forth. This is a pun that these two men had, and basically Brutus and Ligarius are punning on Ligarius' sickness. It is believed at one time that despite his that when a person would go out into the cold, they would get illness from the air, and now we know it's not that causes illness. We know it's going to be a virus, or it's going to be bacteria that gets into the system. It's not when it's cold out. Okay, that's a wives' tale. Do you understand? Okay. Ligarius, despite his illness, is so willing to follow Brutus because we know this because Brutus has a reputation of being one of the noblest men in Rome. Okay? People are going to follow Brutus. They like him. He's noble. He's honest. Okay? Brutus and Ligarius are punning on his sickness. Brutus is talking about a cure for those ailing under the sickness of tyrants, of tyranny. Okay? Ligarius is talking about murdering the tyrant. That's what they're talking about here, okay, in these two lines. All right, on lines 3, 27, and 28. Okay. Brutus, that must we also, what is it, my Caius? I shall unfold to thee as we are going, to whom it must be done, to whom, to the house of whom? Ligarius.
Oh, that's me, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Say on your foot, and with a heart new fired, I follow you to do I know not what, but it
Sufficeth.
That Brutus leads me on.
Follow me then. Thunder, exuent, they go. Now we're at scene 2. Finally, let's go ahead and take a look at scene 1, Act 2, scene 1 questions. Really quick.
I just said he'll be California.
All right, so we have these questions. Yeah, go ahead and get your questions out. I've got it up on the board. You guys need to get your long folded pieces out so that you can answer these. And I'm going to go back to the beginning of the scene so that we can go ahead and answer these questions. This is probably one of the longer scenes.
Yeah.
I think it is. Okay.
Act 2 has very long scenes.
Yeah, Act 2's got some really long scenes. I really need to put this down. Sneaky way about others. Okay, so
Turn it up.
Brutus speaks out against the behavior of other conspirators.
Can I go get a drink real quick? I'll run.
Pause this for a minute. All right, so throughout this scene, Brutus resents the sneaky way the others are going about things. Remember, he wants to kill Caesar for the good of Rome, and he believes that this noble cause shouldn't be tarnished by shady behavior. Give an example of where Brutus speaks out against the behavior of other conspirators. If you turn to page 916 in your textbooks, lines 150 to 152, let's take a look at that at the top. Go ahead and turn it to 916. We're on Acts.
I got it. So we're on this one.
Yep. Act 2, page 916, lines 150 to 152. Let's take a look at that. Shh, guys. Oh, name him not. Let us not break with him. Break with him. Break our news to him. Reveal our plan. For he will never follow anything that other men begin. So on line 152, it says, why did they decide not to ask Cicero to join them?
Because he won't follow through with the plan, so don't.
There's your answer. He won't follow through with the plan, so he'll spoil it. So don't trust him, right? Okay. So your answer is going to be the fact that he speaks out against Cicero because he won't follow through with the plan. See lines 150 to 152, scene 2, Act 2, scene 1.
What question?
Number 1. So you're going to write down here.
Wait, he won't follow through with what he said?
Yeah, Cicero. So Brutus speaks out against Cicero. Here it is. It's going on the board. speaks out against Cicero.
I'm finna throw this last time we done with this.
No, you won't.
Yes, I will.
Cicero. Have you failed yet?
Almost.
No, you haven't. Act 2. Scene 1. By saying that Cicero never follows through with anything. And Tony, how did you say it?
You don't trust him. He'll spoil it. He'll lie until soon.
Not trust him. Not
Ooh, I'm snitching.
trust him.
So you put that on one side?
Lines
It wasn't you.
150 to 152, right? There's your answer for number 1. Okay? Did you see it? Okay. Brutus speaks out against Cicero in Act 2, Scene 1. What could you put on the left-hand side? Act 2, Scene 1, couldn't you? Question 1, Act 2, Scene 1. You don't have to. You can just write it in there.
Is this okay?
Forgot.
Wait, do
Yes.
I
I
know
need it.
what
I need it. I'm looking at it.
You don't have
Can I
to.
save the stuff?
As long as you get it down, I'm good.
If you're on
Okay?
campus, please come to the attendance office.
Who's got there?
Isaac Tubbs to the attendance office.
Isaac
I should
Guzman?
go to the office.
Okay. Brutus speaks out against Cicero in Act 2, Scene 1 by saying that Cicero never follows through with anything, not to trust him, lines 150 to 152. There's the example. Does that make sense? Okay. All right, let's take a look at the next question. Who's the only one that doesn't seem to want Cicero to be in on the plot? Brutus. Cassius doesn't leave him out. Indeed, he does not seem fit. But everybody else is like, no, we should go ahead and let him come in up to this point, right? But what if Cicero, shall we sound for him? Huh?
Isn't Brutus the one that said don't tell him anything? So
Yep.
why is he the what? Oh, he's the only one. Okay,
He's the
I read
only
that
one.
wrong.
Yes,
Yeah.
Brutus is the only one that says not to let him in, and then everybody agrees with him, right? After Brutus gives his reasoning, everybody else agrees. Okay? So your next answer for number
Wait, do
2,
we have to write down the question?
you don't have to, some are. Okay? Number 2, you need to write these down, babe.
I already did. I put
Brutus
Yup.
is the only one.
Don't say shh to me, Tony.
He said,
Do we have to see put scene lines
On number 2, I just put Brutus.
or what?
That's what I did at first.
I put it all big too.
Cicero, sorry. Cicero. Can I say just Brutus? Yes. But what sounds better?
I said
All
a
of
lot, but
What did I say?
All of
Put.
that.
The only one.
Out of the plot works great.
do you
Yes.
have to put scene lines or no?
I don't, because it was answered in the line
What's that
up
say?
above. Brutus is the only one who wants Cicero out of the action
Oh,
or out
right.
of the plot
That
to
says
kill
out.
Caesar.
This one, could you say the only one out of the plot who won?
However you want to word it.
As long as you're right.
However you want to word it. Okay? Okay. Number 3. Why do the others pacify Brutus?
Because he's mean.
Yeah, well, and not just mean. He's the most noble man there.
He's
isn't
a-
he?
Brutus?
Yeah, he's smart.
He's highly
He's
IQ'd.
smart, isn't he? And so, what do they think about Brutus?
He's the king.
He's the smartest of all. So, and they're
He
all
knows
kind of like
everything.
sheep, aren't they?
Yeah.
They all follow along.
They follow
so
the
what's
dog.
the answer?
He's smart.
He's extremely smart. Brutus is very smart, and the other men are like sheep. Do you need me to write it down, or can you get it?
Brutus is what? Is extremely smart.
Y'all are nothing.
So you don't have to have a comment on everything somebody says, dude. This is why people get so frustrated. You just don't say
Don't listen to her, bro. She's not hurt your feelings. It's okay, bro.
Tell him you don't care that you broke her elbow.
Be nice, guys. I'm actually trying to think about how I'm trying to say this because I want to get on with this. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
If I stop to deal with that, then it takes away time from this, okay? Is the smartest of the group, and the other men, the others, are like sheep, right? They don't think.
They just do.
They just follow the leader.
They're followers.
Go eat.
Okay, we got it? There it is. I hope you guys are writing this down.
Always.
I hope you're writing it.
But I'm listening to you.
And you're going to write it down, yes? Okay,
We're smart.
okay.
they're not. I am.
I'll believe it.
All right. Why does Cassius plot to kill Marc Antony as well as Caesar?
Because that's his homie.
Because he doesn't want he doesn't want
No
Antony to
witnesses.
protect him.
Protestants or whatever, like he'll take over after him or what?
He's
He
his
doesn't
right
want him
hand
to
man.
protect him because he's his
Right hand man, protector. What else?
No
He
witness.
wants to
No witnesses.
He wants to.
He's the same way Caesar is. I'll stand some way he's
Stop
good.
looking at him.
I had to grab it because
I got you. I got you.
I plan on becoming an assassin.
John Wick.
Yeah. Oh yeah. God.
I don't know him.
Did you forget I was recording this? Mhm.
Sammy said she can probably send that to the police.
It is going online on YouTube.
Oh my lord.
It's on YouTube?
So you still gonna hear this?
I'm finna subscribe.
Cassius wants Marc Antony killed because he is Caesar's right-hand man.
And didn't they try to kill Caesar because he
They know
declined
that he would give up his life to save
Wait,
Caesar.
isn't Caesar the one that declined the crown 3 times?
Yes.
And so they don't like Caesar because it's me. Yes, okay, get it, Marcus.
Isaac, go subscribe.
I'll tell you in just a little bit.
Alexis.
What?
Do you think he's gonna make trouble for him later, Marc Antony?
The prison
There's a big old player on this TV.
Do you want a cookie?
He believes Marc Antony
I bet they're gonna comment. Dang, you have a bad, bad.
will make trouble later, right?
Follow.
Where you were
Okay.
last time? Where they heard me do my hair?
All right. All right, number
Leave it
5.
up there.
I will. I'm gonna do number 5
He
below
said,
it.
let me do it one more time.
How does Brutus persuade Cassius not to kill Marc Antony? What does he say in lines 162 to 181? So lines 162 to 181, he says it right
Of
here.
course, we'll send to bloody
Caius Cassius.
Cassius to cut the head off and then hack the limbs. Is there more?
Yeah.
Oh, like wrath and death and envy afterwards. For Anthony is but a limb of Caesar.
Let us be sacrificers, not butchers.
Yeah.
Right? Let's sacrifice Caesar for the better good. We're not butchers. He says it in line what? Hang on a minute.
160.
166.
Yes.
Wait, no.
You wait to see what happens with Marc Antony. It's fascinating.
Wait, no, never mind. What's that other guy's name?
Marc Antony.
No, what's the other guy's name?
Cassius.
I was not you, was it?
Alright, you can erase that now.
No, Brutus did get Cassius. He had his head and like started making him think about personal.
Trebonius.
Uh-huh.
Hey, you put your tongue back in the mouth, sir.
Line 166. Line 166 says, we're not going to be butchers. This is a sacrifice. This death of Caesar is a
This
sacrifice.
class goes by faster than it work.
Yes, it does. Thank goodness, right?
That's bad though.
Yeah, I'm a different person now.
Sacrifice.
Because you're not a normal.
This is a sacrifice,
You're not a normal kid.
No.
not
It's okay.
a butchery, right? Not a butcher. Not butchers. Let's say not butchers.
Dang, this class goes by fast.
Oh wait, it's SACR. Look right here, bro. 166.
To sacrifice Marc Antony would be too bloody. It's too much death, right, guys? It's too much death. All right, does that help? Are we good? All right, we're going to end for today.
Reminder